unmute myself. Do we have to do anything on here or no? We ready? Okay. Good evening. It is now 6 o'clock, and I'm going to call the Transportation and Public Safety Commission regular meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Vice Chair Julie Cuellar,
Present.
Commissioner Nicole Moore,
Present.
Commissioner Dolores Rodriguez,
Present.
Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez,
Present.
Commissioner Miguel Montañez.
Present.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, is there a telephone conferencing disclosure request, Madam Clerk? Can you please present the item for the consideration?
Good evening. The item for consideration is a request received for remote meeting teleconferencing participation by Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez, as permitted under the provisions of Assembly Bill 2449 and the city's adopted resolution number 8215. Effective March 1st, 2023, Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez submitted a request received by the clerk to participate remotely due to business travel. To confirm, this meeting is live streaming and complies with the audio and video technology requirements in accordance with AB 2449 in order to allow Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez the ability to participate in this evening's meeting. Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez is connected and is available for any questions.
Thank you. Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez, please provide a brief description on the reason for your request to participate through remote teleconference, and please disclose if there are individuals over the age of 18 present and the relationship to you.
Like Maria said, I am on a business trip right now. I did try to negotiate my way, but I am here in San Francisco and I still wanted to participate. And I'm very grateful that this has been accommodated. I am in my hotel room and no other people are present at this moment. I'm connected and everything should be good to go for this meeting. And I'm excited to get started.
Great. Thank you so much for actually making the effort and attending tonight, even though you are on a business trip. We do appreciate that. Is there a motion and a second to approve Commissioner Rodriguez to request to participate remote teleconference? Roll call, please.
Can we get a motion?
Does it,
Oh,
this
I'm sorry.
requires a motion?
Yes, can we have a motion?
Okay, yeah, I motion to approve the request.
Do we have a second?
I second it.
Okay, roll call, please.
Vice Chair Cuellar,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Dolores Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Miguel Montañez.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Can we please stand? All right, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let's see here. All righty. At this time, I'm asking for the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
I motion to approve the agenda?
Have a
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Vice Chair Cuellar,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Dolores Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez,
Did you hear her? She's freezing up.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Okay.
and Commissioner Miguel Montañez.
Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is a public statement, and we do have a public statement that has been submitted this evening. So I'm going to ask for Mrs. Marcela Rodriguez. Can you please come forward? Good evening, Ms. Rodriguez.
Not just,
Voy a hablar en español, si me pueden ayudar para traducir, por favor, porque voy a hacerlo más rápido.
Yes, if we can have someone translate, because that would be nice, please.
Thank you, Chief.
Ok. Buenas noches, comisionadas y comisionados y staff de la ciudad de San Fernando. Estoy aquí porque tengo algunas preocupaciones.
So, good evening, commissioners and City of San Fernando or San Fernando community. I am here because I have some safety concerns.
Es acerca de las dos luces que están aquí sobre Maclay. Razón, porque ya he venido como 4 veces y hace como unos 3 años.
So she has some I have some concerns regarding 2 lights on McClay. She's come or I've come 2 times in the last 3 years.
¿Se recuerda cuando usted estaba, señora Julie? Vine porque en Glenox hace falta una flecha que va de norte hacia la izquierda, mero en Glenox.
Una flecha
A la izquierda, de que vamos de norte sobre Java.
Commissioner Cuellar, you probably remember when I mentioned to you that over on Glen Oaks and McClay, that there is a left-hand turn signal that is missing.
Si ustedes hacen un recuento, ¿cuántos accidentes se han hecho ahí ya durante 3 o 4 años? Son varios y varios que no reportan, al igual aquí en la 4 y la Maclay. Ayer hubo 2 accidentes ahí. Usualmente hay hasta 3, pero no reportan.
Okay, there have been several accidents at Glen Oaks and McClay, and also several accidents on 4th and McClay. 2 yesterday, and some of these accidents are not even reported.
Si por favor nos pueden ayudar a hacer una evaluación para si pueden poner las flechas, nos ayudaría mucho a la comunidad. Hablando también acerca de otro problema que hay mucho en la ciudad, es que aquí sobre Maclay hay casas y negocios.
So please help us get some kind of traffic survey or assessment to determine whether a green left arrow should be placed at that intersection. Additionally, there are a lot of homes and businesses on McClay.
Y muchas de las casas tienen que compartir el estacionamiento con los negocios que están en la misma casa. Es un problema muy grande y en estos días han estado dando muchos tickets, pero lo que no toman en cuenta es que la gente que vive en la casa tiene que usar el estacionamiento de los business. Entonces es complicado para la gente.
So these residents have to share parking with the businesses on McClay, and it becomes a big problem for parking. It appears that a lot of parking tickets or tickets have been given, and people are having to share, residents are having to share parking spaces with business owners.
Sé que se me ha pasado el tiempo, pero son 3 minutos por la traducción, son 6 minutos. Acerca de hacer otra recomendación para el próximo año, el día de Halloween, si pudieran cerrar la Orange Grove, aunque sean unas 3 o 4 horas, porque es mucho problema con el tráfico.
She believes that her time is, or I believe my time has elapsed, but because of Spanish translation, I believe I get 6 minutes. Also, I recommend or I suggest that Orange Grove be closed next Halloween for 3 to 4 hours.
Muchas gracias, Chief, por su traducción. Y gracias a todos y a ustedes por escucharme esto que es necesidad de la comunidad en general. Gracias. Buenas noches.
So she said, or thank you, Chief, for the translation, and thank you, commissioners, for listening.
Thank you so much. And we will address it. I will add it to the agenda actually before the evening's over to discuss the Glen Oaks and Maclay. Okay? Thank you for coming. I appreciate you bringing it to me, and I appreciate you showing up today to let everyone else know too. Thank you. All righty. So let's go ahead and thank you, Chief, so much for doing that translation for us. Truly appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and move over to the consent. Next on the item, the agenda is the consent calendar. And do I have a motion?
I motion to approve the consent calendar.
Do we have a second? Roll call, please. Yes.
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 Yes, I want to flag, I can't hear Maria.
You can hear us, but not Maria?
Yes.
Got it.
One more time. Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez?
Yes.
Better. And then Commissioner Montañez.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Next on the agenda is the administrative report. Discussion of traffic concerns on Defoe Street during food distribution event. And Commissioner Rodriguez, since you did bring this up on the agenda, would you like to speak about it before we have the presentation on it or the discussion?
Absolutely. In front of you, thank you, Maria, for doing this. You have a copy of my proposal because I have a feeling it's super important. And first of all, can I read the whole thing or just the points?
No, you can go ahead. It's your turn to go ahead and do your presentation.
All right. Number one, the purpose of the proposal is as a member of the City of San Fernando Commission on Safety Transportation, I respectfully submit this proposal to authorize the opening of access between Defoe Street and Maclay Street, which is currently closed. These requests arise from an ongoing community safety concerns affecting pedestrians and drivers, particularly during a food bank distribution days, when traffic congestions, pedestrians, hazards, and residents' complaint are the highest. Number two, background of this current situation. On food bank days, hundreds of residents arrive to that particular church, many of them senior citizens, parents with small children, and family pushing carts filled with groceries. Due to the closure of the Foy Street access, many must walk longer distance or across through active traffic zones, increasing the risk of accidents. Additionally, several residents have filed complaints reporting that vehicles block driveways and residential access points, park illegally, and create traffic jams that obstruct visibility and access. These issues are not insulated, but currently creating both safety and public order concerns. Number three, evidence and supporting records. The San Fernando Police Department holds a record of calls of situations related to the ongoing situation during food bank operation. Reports include blocking driveways and illegal parking, traffic congestions, and restricted access for residents and emergency vehicles, and even citations issued on individuals who are receiving food assistance, who, due limited of parking and access, were forced to park and restricted areas. Several community members have reported receiving fines and high as $300 or more, creating a serious financial burden for individuals and families who are already struggling economically. These incidents highlight the urgent need for safer, more organized access route between DeFoy Street and Maclay Avenue, one that protect both public and human dignity. Number 4, proposal it is hereby proposal that the Commission of Safety and Transportation, in coordination with the Public Works Department and San Fernando Police Department and the Food Bank Program, consider and authorize the following actions. Number 1, to open access between DeFoy Street and Maclay Avenue, either permanently or temporarily during food bank distribution days. Number 2, install proper signage that traffic control measures to ensure the safety of both pedestrians and vehicles. Number 3, assign staff, officers or trained volunteers to assist with the traffic flow during peak hours. If necessary, to propose aims to alleviate congestions, enhance pedestrians and vehicle safety, and support as a cooperative relations between residents and city service and community programs. Number 5, visual documentation. Attach 2 to 4 photographed pictures with captions such as Curran Street close at DeFoy and Maclay intersection, pedestrian traffic during food bank distribution, block residential access and traffic buildup, proposed areas for opening and regular access. Number 6 is the conclusion. Opening the access between DeFoy Street and Maclay Avenue represents preventive, compassionate, and particularly solution for our community. It addresses residents' concerns, protects vulnerable pedestrians, and improves overall mobility in that particular area. Importantly, it will also reduce the likelihood of future situations or findings against community members who are simply trying to receive essential food support, promoting fairness and understanding with our city. For this reason, I respectfully present this proposal for the review and approval of the Commission, trusting that together we can implement a measure that enhance safe and quality of life for the residents of San Fernando. The first picture, what you see there, you see the foyer is all houses right there. And it's only, of course, it's a small street, it's 2 ways. So, as you can see, if it's Block Maclay, so many cars are coming through Brand Street, going all the way at the corner to the church. And then that is the problem. They do U-turns and then go back through the only exit, which is the Brand Boulevard. The next picture is showing, like, of course, the street is closed. There's no way to go through DeFoy to Maclay. Then the next one, of course, I'm focusing on that one. And I add few pictures where you can see a person is even using a cane. The other one, it has problem on his back to carry the food. The other one is probably 60 years old, but it cannot carry the bag and the floor and then whatever he has on his hand. The other one is showing a mother with a little one. There's no way to carry bag, box, and the children.
Yes, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your presentation, and we're going to move forward with, Commander, do you have your part on, in regards to this?
Yes, ma'am. Prior to for those of us that have been around, prior to the McClay Street project, those streets were once open.
Were once open.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not sure if Ms. Rodriguez is aware of that, but it
Oh.
used to previously be open, and because of our history with the residents, had requested that it be closed. So
And
go
to-
ahead.
To
Commander.
add to that, sort of one picture that's missing is the entry into Defoe from Brand Boulevard. There is signage that said there is no outlet to that street. So I don't know, from maybe Manuel can speak as from an engineering standpoint, what additional signage would even be necessary or appropriate for this problem.
All right, so yes, so back in 2010, when we did the North Maclay Streetscape, residents expressed a concern about safety for pedestrians, which is why we went ahead and closed off Defoe and DeHaven. Based on my evaluation of the area recently, since we are doing and upgrading city signage citywide, there is sufficient signage advising motorists that the street is not a through street. So at some point, they should observe that sign, obey that sign, and not even enter that street if they don't reside there or don't have any business going there. That sign itself tells that person that they cannot go through all the way to Maclay.
And I noticed that. The point is the church is all the way at the end of the street. So if there's no parking on Maclay Avenue, it's always busy. So where are they going to park? One time I was there. I worked many years as a voluntary in that food bank. And I remember people from the neighborhood called the police. And I remember the officer, and with all the respect, he was very rude. And even he told me, you know, we're going to close this food bank because there's too much problems. So I feel bad. I didn't respond because I was angry. But if can open, will be magnificent because people will come even through Maclay and going through to pick up their food and go, or coming through from Brand and then, no, Brand, it is Brand, and then coming through Maclay, avoiding congestion. But
Commander,
So-
excuse
you
me.
guys are the experts.
Yeah. So anytime we had, so let's take into consideration what we went through when we went through COVID and we were handing out food near City Hall, right? We had a planned route to come in, a planned route to come out. All of that was organized and went through the city to ensure that these sort of difficulties that we're experiencing on Defoe had been fleshed out, had been talked about, and that it was done in a way that was minimally obstructive to the local businesses at that time. I would encourage I'm not sure the denomination of the church, I'll use the word pastor, whoever is in charge of the church to reach out to the city so that we can have a meeting with different departments so that these different issues can get fleshed out one by one to try and come up with a plan. Because for instance, tonight we have a representative from Public Works taking into consideration the engineering. Then we have someone from the police department. Then we have someone from planning. We can have someone can take into consideration different options for this church. I respect and appreciate the work they're doing. I think it takes a collaboration between them coming to the city to coordinate this effort.
Thank you.
Commander, do we know how many vehicles we are talking about? Did anyone go by there on the day that they're distributing the food, which is a Friday, I believe, right? What day is it? A Friday.
It's
Ted.
Fridays.
Did anyone go out? She put it on the agenda last meeting. Did anyone go out to see how many vehicles we're discussing here, or more or less?
Yeah, I don't have that data for tonight.
Do we have it? Did anyone go out there and find that out?
Not from our department.
Oh, yeah.
I was there and I didn't, so nobody. I used to be voluntary there, no more. So when I spoke with the pastor, his name is Anthony Reyes, I say, you should go to the city. And he told me this way, they don't care. I've been there a few times, they don't care. The last time they told me it's too expensive to open the street. I didn't say anything else.
Okay, so they'll be there tomorrow.
They will be there tomorrow.
I will be there tomorrow. What time do they do it?
The people start arriving at 2 and sometimes quarter to 2, and the food bank finish 4:30 or so.
I'll stop by tomorrow.
May I?
So, Miss, or
Yes.
Vice Chair, I was just gonna say that, I'll be here tomorrow, so I can stop by as well, and I could take a look at it.
Okay,
I think it's important that, we get a good assessment, and I think part of this is going to be the relationship piece, right? We don't want anyone to feel like the city doesn't care. We do care. And I'll tell you, as the chief of police, I will have somebody out there. It'll be me personally if it has to be, but I will get a good assessment of maybe some possible solutions to,
Thank you.
help.
I will be there too.
Okay.
And we
I'll be there
can
tomorrow.
together observe, the day when they give the ticket to this family, that man was crying. He told me, maybe he was lying. He says $700 ticket. And I go, I don't think it's such amount. But maybe he didn't was writing well. But that day, the police issued few tickets. The police officer. It wasn't the one who supervised the streets. But I appreciate your time and to listen this.
Okay, great, thank you. I know I haven't went around yet, but I'm going to start off with Commissioner Rodriguez has would like to say a comment? Zoe, can you hear me?
Okay, yes. I was gonna ask which one because, yes. I wanted to discuss in terms of you guys going out and doing counts. I don't want to, give more work to our public works department, but given that it is a traffic issue, having someone who is a little bit experienced in traffic counts would be great to have. I also wanted to point out, so there were two main factors that I understood from this discussion, which was the vehicle traffic and pedestrian safety. And so I think a really important piece of understanding the situation is seeing how many people are walking to the food bank, how many people are not in their cars. And that also includes people who park a couple blocks away. They will be walking. So I think as you guys are out there, that's a good thing to keep in mind. I'm so appreciative for you guys volunteering to do that.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez. Yes, good, great ideas. I think that we need to just get an idea firsthand of what we're looking at, and then we can move forward on it. Commissioner Montanez, do you have any comments?
Oh, no, I just think it's a good idea.
Good.
To the city to reach out
Yes,
to the
thank you.
church.
Yes. Commissioner Moore?
I have several clarifying questions and some comments. My first question for clarification here is that, so there's a comment that they were forced to park illegally. I don't understand who's forcing them to park. Does the food bank require them to stop their vehicle and have the food loaded into the car? Or why are they being forced to park illegally?
No, I assume the person who's driving the car is forced to park far away because, or far in those private areas or not permit areas because they carry heavy boxes, okay? So I assume if they park 3 blocks down, they have to walk all that. Maybe I didn't put it correctly. Nobody's telling you must park here. No.
Yeah, I was trying to figure, so it's not a vehicle, because I have a friend who runs a food bank and they used to have people line up, but they don't anymore. Now, you have to stay in your car.
Mhm.
So it's not like they're it's not a car distribution. You're just saying that
No.
they're
They
choosing to
park
because they don't want to walk far.
They pick up the
Okay.
food and they walk back to their cars.
Okay.
That's why we're gonna go out there and look and observe so that we actually know exactly what they're doing and how they're doing it before we can answer any of these questions. 'Cause
Got it. Was just
apparently-
trying to figure out what
Right,
was
no,
being
no, I
implied
understand.
here
They
by
used to
that.
have them in the front of the church when they just started, and then people used to just go, but they never had like a large crowd. People used to just come and go, and there was never an issue, but that's been a couple years now. And so it looks like it has become an issue. That's why, like, there's a lot of questions that we probably can't answer until we go down there and physically take a look at what they're experiencing. So, yeah, did you have any
Yeah.
more additional?
And then I guess my other because I did a walk audit on Maclay several years ago when we did our Safe and Active Streets plan, and I really was surprised at how much traffic is on Maclay. And so I just started like looking at maps and picturing it and trying to think of like, because I didn't live here in 2010. I moved here in 2019. And so I don't know what it was really like. I did work here then, but I was trying to like picture what what would be like, would there be a turn lane there? And so then I started thinking like there's not really enough space on Maclay to turn there. So I think the reasons probably, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong here, the reasons that it was probably closed was probably because people trying to turn off and on from Maclay to Defoe and Maclay to DeHaven. And I was just thinking about like our map and like what our speaker was speaking about like turn issues on Maclay. And I was just thinking like, if people try to turn there and like there's not a turn lane, then people will try to go around them and things like that. And that could cause all sorts of other issues. So I think there's, even though I understand what you're saying about pedestrian safety on the Friday afternoons, I'm thinking about the other 6 days a week. And if it was to be opened up, that the other 6 days a week, you could have a lot of backup of traffic on Maclay that then actually might create more issues. So I would really love to, before any request was made to open it, I would love to see the documentation from 2010 when the decision was made.
Mhm.
Just because I think there was probably a good reason. So I guess that was my thought too, is that before we made a decision, I would want to go back and know what were the issues before.
I would agree with that, and I didn't make this point earlier, but I would love to know what has been done at the city so far. So that 2010 study, the study of the safe and active streets, what data do we have at this intersection to really understand this solution? I feel like we shouldn't jump to a solution before we really understand everything we know about the problem.
Right, and I have to just mention that that wasn't the only one that was blocked or closed off at that time. There was another one, I believe, also on Maclay.
And I think
Yeah,
too.
that had also been blocked off, and they, I believe, had done all their studies before they actually had did it, and it's been years back.
All three were. at
There's
one-
3 of 'em?
Even, yeah, Defoe, DeGarmo, DeHaven were all shut off. There was, DeGarmo's open now, but when the project first rolled out, I think DeGarmo
Oh, yeah, they
was-
opened up
was-
DeGarmo.
was added later, and they put bollards that were eventually removed, and now DeGarmo's now open.
Actually, it was Library Street that was closed off.
Library.
Yeah, and then Second Street became a one-way street.
I see.
Yes. So there is that information that you can probably get it for us back then that it was done. So everyone has made their comment, and I have not said anything, but I'm going to hold my comments until the next meeting because we'll come back with the information from tomorrow. So I'd like to go ahead and move on now. Thank you guys for your comments. We're going to go ahead and
Thank
move
you.
forward to Commander or Chief. I'm not sure which one of you, the Police Department events and activities, please.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you, Vice Chair and members of the commission. Tonight I'll be giving a presentation on the October 2025 notable police events and activity. So for our community engagement piece for the police department, last month, Tuesday, October 7th, we hosted our annual National Night Out and Open House event. For those unfamiliar, we sort of downsized and merged 2 different events we had. We had our open house, which we always did on Memorial Day weekend, and we combined that with our National Night Out event. This year, um, we had a lot of participation from the community, and our demonstrations down at the end of the block were a smash hit with the community, and particularly with the LAPD offered assistance with their helicopter to come out and do a flyover during our high risk stop, and with our canine unit. And so I think everyone was quite engaged and really appreciated us opening our doors to the community to see what the men and women of the San Fernando Police Department do on a daily basis. So thanks for everyone that came out. On Tuesday, October 14th, our detectives, in partnership with the Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control, conducted informed merchant preventing alcohol-related crime tendencies, or what we call impact inspections, at 10 different off-sale ABC licensed establishments throughout the city. The inspections were funded through the department's 2025-2026 fiscal year ABC Alcohol Policing Partnership Grant. Thankfully, no citations were issued, so that means that all of the businesses that were visited were within compliance. Something a little bit different for us, the police department recently met. This was on October 22nd. The command team and other personnel met with representatives from Los Angeles School Police and the Los Angeles Unified School District to review and clarify each other's agencies' roles and responsibilities. So since their department operates within our city on school property, it was a good moment, post them losing a lot of their staffing to for us to have a real better understanding of what they can do, what they will do, what their policies are, what resources they have available for the police department, and importantly, just establishing, whose responsibility it is for what types of crimes and what types of investigations. So the chief and myself were a part of that, and it was a productive meeting. On Thursday, October 16th, Chief Valdez attended a ribbon cutting ceremony hosted by the Mexican Consulate, the city of San Fernando, and the county of Los Angeles. So, getting into the noteworthy events for the month of October, on Friday, October 3rd at about 10:30 a.m., our officers responded to a report of a man with a knife threatening his mother, of all people, at a residence in the 2000 block of Warren Street. Once we arrived, officers heard screams for help coming from inside the home. They entered the residence and arrested a man for assault with a deadly weapon. On Friday, October 3rd at about 8 p.m., our officers responded to a report from Target's loss prevention of a shoplifting suspect in the 12900 block of Foothill Boulevard. The investigation revealed that the suspect was involved in multiple thefts over the past month and had conspired with another person to steal and return items for profit. The suspect was arrested for grand theft and organized retail theft. Going to page 17, on Thursday, October 9th at about 3:50 in the morning, our officers responded to reports of multiple reports of an explosion and a house fire in the 500 block of Furmore Street. Officers located a vehicle fire that had spread to nearby trees, downed a power line, and threatened threatened one residence. The Los Angeles Fire Department responded and effectively extinguished the fire for everything that was affected. So thanks to our partners at LAFD. On Friday, October 10th at about 8 p.m., our officers responded to a report of a domestic violence call in progress in the 1300 block of Mott. A male subject was arrested for domestic violence with injuries and child endangerment. So once again, men and women of the San Fernando Police Department protecting those that can't protect themselves. On Friday, October 17th at about 7:30 p.m., our officers received, once again, another flock hit of a stolen vehicle near Truman and Hubbard. They located the vehicle, conducted a stop, and arrested the driver for joyriding, possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, with prior narcotics convictions. On Saturday, October 18th, at about 6:05 p.m., San Fernando police officers responded to a report of a male subject lying in protest and refusing to leave a private event in the 400 block of Park Avenue. Subject was subsequently arrested for trespassing. And lastly, on Tuesday, October 21st, at 6:20 p.m., our officers responded to a report of possible vehicle burglary in the 300 block of San Fernando Mission Boulevard. Officers contacted the subjects and observed drugs and paraphernalia inside the vehicle. One subject was arrested for possession of a controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, and unlawful possession or sale of sedatives. All right, moving on to our Flock automatic license plate reader update. If you look on page 19, you'll note that we cleared 4 cases by arrest, and we had 7 stolen vehicle arrests, which is up, more than double from last month. So once again, the license plate reader system, our Flock cameras, proved to be an indispensable program that not only helps us recover stolen vehicles, but also solve open cases through our detectives. So, going to our statistics on page 21, looking at our crime trends for the month of September based on the statistics for the month prior and the prior year, you'll note that our Part 1 crimes are down 36.71%. This time last year, we had 79 Part 1 crimes in September. We're down to 50. That's a 29 crime decrease. Decreases were found to be in the areas of robbery, assault, larceny, and auto theft, which, for those who have been paying attention to the TPS meeting, larceny and vehicle theft has month after month have been going up. So I'm glad to see a decline in those categories of crimes. Moving over to the next page, on page 22, we're going to look at traffic collisions. Once again, happy to announce, at least for the injury traffic collisions, the ones where people were reporting at minimum a complaint of pain or greater injuries, is down 36%. We're down from 11 this time last year down to 7. And so that's a marked decrease for us. However, non-injury traffic collisions tripled this time last year. Part of that is policy instituted by Chief Valdez. For these types of crime, many times a lot of people like to exchange information and a report was not taken. We have instituted a practice that we are now taking when people call for those types of reports. We're taking those, and part of it is to have a better understanding statistically, actually how many traffic collisions are happening out there, and so that number is increasing. However, this time next year we'll at least have a baseline to understand whether or not there's any sort of trends with our non-injury traffic collisions. Moving on to page 23, looking at DUI arrests for the month of September. We had 7 DUI arrests during that month. Our moving citations, we had 136 moving citations. And then if you look at what we call primary collision factor, or the violations that tend to be associated with the cause of traffic collisions, we had issued 4 red light citations, 1 speeder, 14 stop sign citations. So vast majority of which were written during daytime hours. Going down to the parking citations, you'll note that although we're down a little bit from last month, we're up 41% from this time last year for a total of 1,502 parking citations being issued. And now Commissioner Moore's favorite part, we're going to go to our pin maps.
The overlay map.
The overlay, yes, we got our overlay. So looking at the month of September, once again, you're going to see a lot more of the non-injury traffic collisions on this map. I mean, many of them are occurring on McLean Clay Avenue and through the Truman San Fernando Road corridor. As that relates to the next one, or attachment C, looking at the overlay of month to month, this is January to September, showing all of the different non-injury and injury traffic collisions that have occurred in San Fernando. And with that, I open up to the commission if you have any questions or need clarifications on anything presented tonight.
Thank you. Commissioner Montanez?
Oh, no, just want to thank the police department and the chief, for the seven stolen vehicle arrests, and then the decrease in those major crimes, and that also thanking for that idea of reporting when there's accidents, just to see why are those accidents occurring. Those are just my comments.
Yeah, thank you. The chief and I both agree that, how are we supposed to know what these numbers are if we don't have an accurate reflection of what's actually happening in San Fernando? So, thank you.
Commissioner Moore?
Couple just clarifying questions. What's a shaved key?
That's a really good question. And for the people watching at home and here in the audience, so certain makes and models, particularly with older vehicles, if you take a file and you shave down the actual the bumps on a key, right? So when you stick a key in, there's a rise and fall of the keyway, which aligns the pin so that they turn. If you shave those down enough where it's not flat, but mostly the same height, when you put them into the older model vehicles into the key and you shake it, a lot of times you can use a universal key or a shaved key to have enough movement and play in the locking cylinder to get it to turn. So when anytime police officer pulls someone over and they have possession of a bunch of shaved keys, that's not normal, and that's an indication of possession of burglary tools.
Got it. And then I did notice you said about, so like on the crime statistics, you pointed out that vehicle or auto theft went down. But I guess my question was, I noticed an interesting wording on item 15 on page 18. It says, officers located a vehicle, conducted the traffic stop, and arrested the driver for taking a vehicle without the owner's consent. Whereas normally it says for a stolen vehicle, like on the page prior, 12, stolen vehicle. And then it usually says auto theft
Correct.
on the reports. Is this just like because it's a friend, or like what's the difference?
Really great question. So 487D of the Penal Code is for vehicle theft. 10851 of the Vehicle Code is joyriding. And so let's draw a distinction between the two. One is the officers had enough evidence to at the first one to be able to recognize that this person was responsible for stealing the vehicle and taking it. Versus, let's say I pull someone over and they say, well, my friend let me borrow. He said it was a car. He said I could borrow it. Maybe they don't have enough knowledge or there's not enough evidence to show that they stole the vehicle, but they're actively driving a vehicle without the owner's consent, so they're joyriding. So it's really nuanced of where do you draw the line between vehicle theft and joyriding, and the officers out in the field usually make a judgment call. Many times we'll book because another distinction is one is a felony and one is a misdemeanor or a wobbler. It'll go either way, but many times the officers book for the felony charge, but sometimes there's extenuating circumstances where, based on their investigation, that this person was unaware. So they're booked for the misdemeanor for the joyriding in lieu of vehicle theft.
Got it. Thank you. That clarifies. Oh, and the last question, when did you start that policy? The one that you were mentioning about taking reports?
Not exactly sure. Maybe Chief has a better memory than me, but it was definitely last year, somewhere probably right around this time.
So the intention was, and it's balancing a police officer activity and having them tied up on reports versus trying to get an accurate accounting of what exactly is happening. We don't want to quote unquote cook the books or make crime seem like it's lower than it really is,
Right.
because we want us to be able to apply for grants and additional funding to be able to do certain types of enforcement. So having said that, it was about a year and a half ago where we made it a policy that we wanted to take reports for non-injury traffic collisions along with um, minor type crimes like vandalisms, and it's to get a sense of where is our crime occurring. Additionally, I still want to give the officers some type of discretion, because what I don't want is on a Friday night for an officer to be tied up taking some minor traffic collision report and not patrolling certain areas of the city because they're tied up taking reports. So it's this constant nuanced balancing act. Do I tie up officers with reports to get the best possible stats, or do I do some type of hybrid where we are having them take reports, but at the same time making sure they're just not report takers all day, but they're actively looking for crimes in progress and providing that patrol that the community wants.
I was just curious for the sake of data. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
That's all.
Commissioner Rodriguez?
No questions. I just want to take a moment to thank Chief Valdez because he was attending to when they cut the ribbon on the embassy. It was really nice. You know, our community, they were, wow, the chief is here. Thank you. And also, it's not here, and I hope I'm not going to be in trouble, but the October the 16th, in our neighborhood, we have like all my neighbors and residents were there to listen about all the changes on the parking, and you were there, and we really appreciate your time because that is important. When the neighborhood is there were many houses represented there, so both of you were there and more officers. They clarified many points, and I thank you for that. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. I would just like to make a comment. The incidents that I think we went over on the last meeting, the majority of them were left-hand turns. I think was that non-injury. I think there was like 11 out of 16, and they were left-hand turns. Do you recall? I might be off on the numbers.
Yeah, the failure to yield to a vehicle when turning left.
So that was like the majority of the last map. I just want to say I only saw 2 in this one, so that's good. I just wanted to make that comment that, okay, there's only 2 this time, which is not bad
Yeah.
at all. Okay, so with that being said, it looks like everything, looks like the police department's doing a very well job at everything that you have gone
Wait.
over. Oh, I'm sorry,
May I-
excuse me. We have to not forget Commissioner Rodriguez. Zoe, sorry. You can go ahead. After me, and then I'll let you go next. Okay, sorry, I skipped you. So with that being said, let's see here. I had no other questions, but well, you know what? We'll move on to Zoe and then come back to me. So go ahead, Commissioner Rodriguez.
Sounds
Zoe?
great. Yeah, thank you again for that report. I wanted to go back to Commissioner Moore's favorite topic of the map. I really appreciate all the work that you've done on it. I, in my profession, make maps often. I do a lot of geographical analysis, and so I would also like to lend my services, honestly. I'd love to talk to you guys more about how we can make this a little bit more I don't know, official. I'm not sure how you guys make it right now, but I can definitely see so many ways that this can be improved so that the data is a little bit more nuanced as well. We can have more layers and be able to turn things on and off. And I, possible, would love to help out in any way I can.
Well, I can tell you, the way that this map is made is pretty old school, pretty archaic. We don't really,
I can tell.
yeah, yeah. We don't have any GIS software or anything at the police department. Maybe that's something in the future that, alongside, the police department's pushing currently with GPS for the vehicles. This is all part of a bigger discussion from a technology standpoint.
Your vehicles don't have GPS?
They do.
Oh, okay. got it.
The ability to map them, so the ability to be able to do heat maps and other things. So, yeah, so I can, this is a credit to records administrator Ortega. She's the one that puts these together for us, and they do take time. And if there are technologies out there that make her life easier, I'm absolutely open to that.
Absolutely. GIS is definitely a big one, and that is an investment in and of itself. But even different ways to like geocode these things would largely make things easier in the long run. Honestly, old school is harder. I've done both, and it takes a lot of work either way. But I think in in the spirit of having good data and good systems, having this be up to date could make us really competitive for future grants, for um, just keeping up with the times. And so, yeah, I definitely think it's something that we could explore.
Absolutely, thank you, ma'am.
Is that your comment? Your Commissioner Rodriguez, you done?
Yes.
Okay,
it.
thank you. Okay, then going back to me real quick. As our public comment, the resident that came, Mrs. Rodriguez, Mrs. Rodriguez made the public comment in regards to the accident on McClay. There was 2 accidents on McClay and Glen Oaks, which would not be on this record, but would be on the next month's. The one that I'm looking at right now that we have present in front of us for September, there is 1 accident on Glen Oaks and McClay. And then there is nothing else until it hits like maybe close to Truman, McClay and Truman, or by the railroad tracks. So there was no accidents in that area last month. Okay, just the one, yeah. But if we do look at the map, which I don't know if we can do this in the future so that the residents can see the maps. Can we put these in the future on the screen for residents to see, like when we're discussing? Maybe we can look into that. Of course, when we look at the one that we have here for the review of 2025, we're almost at the end of the year. It does look pretty, cluttered, clusters all over the place, but this is a whole year. So if you do look at McClay, there is quite a few on McClay. So I just want to know if we can actually put that up there for maybe in the future or in our new year.
That
so
makes
they
so
can see the
much
maps.
sense. I don't know why we've never asked before.
So what I can do is I can have, well, they're submitted as part of the package, so we should have the files. Yeah.
That'd
None
just
of
be
us
nice.
have ever thought to be like, show Zoom. I don't know why we haven't thought.
Yeah, think it'd just be nice that when
Yeah.
we're talking, that they can see what we're talking about. So, with that being said, I think you're doing a great job. I'd like to see, that happen in the future. I just want Ms. Rodriguez to know that, there was no accident, but we will look into it. And, once again, maybe when I'm out there tomorrow, I'll at least go by and just take a look. I know you told me already and we discussed it, but, so I'm trying to look at, have any other notes here? No, that's it. That's it for now. And I'm going to move on to any other staff reports.
I do have sort of put the buggy in front of the horse here, but we do have our police department newsletter that
Oh,
I'd
okay.
like to go over. Yes.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and move
I didn't
forward
want
on
to
that.
forget that. My apologies. So if you take a look at the newest one, is there any way to make shrink that down a little bit so you can see full? There we go. So November 2025. A credit to one of our desk officers, Brandon Buckley. He's quite talented when it comes to photography and has really been able to encapsulate these moments and lock them into time for the community to be able to see. So this cover photo is a perfect example of that. If you see in that picture, there's a young officer there
Are
to
we
the
able to
left.
share screen?
Not showing up for Zoe.
All right, stand by.
I don't see anything.
Well, yeah, that's not good. All right.
Beautiful.
There we go. Now the viewers at home can see. And Zoe.
Okay.
So that officer there is Officer Cho. She's one of our newest officers. She has successfully completed the field training program and is now out in the streets of San Fernando out on her own. So congratulations to her for that accomplishment. Go ahead and scroll on to the next page. Oop. So these are some photographs from National Night Out, and I love to see the lambs in there because that was a not told to us that we were going to have a petting zoo at National Night Out, but as it turned out, the county mental health facility across the street decided to join in and bring in some comfort animals for everyone. Once again, seeing the inner part of the police department for our open house event, you can see the chief out talking to these young cadets, and that bottom left picture, right, it's a little dark for everyone maybe to see at home, but an example of where we were doing our demonstrations down at the end of the block. Next page. So probation compliance. On the October 30th, we conducted the probation compliance check, which we spoke of. For those that are unaware, the county has set aside monies to have local police departments team up with their probation department to go conduct probation compliance checks. And so the San Fernando Police Department identified that there was a need. I think currently here in San Fernando, we have about 65 people currently on probation. And so to be able to see if they're doing the right things, make sure that they're in compliance with all the restrictions for their probation. We go out, we conduct checks. Sometimes we'll bring a dog out to search for narcotics as, one of the conditions of their release from custody. Next page. Halloween, I was going to save that for next meeting, but it is in the newsletter for October. If you see here, we had a lot of our police officers, a lot of volunteers, even one of our commissioners here tonight. Well, actually, two were out there. So for the event, a lot of our reserve staff, successful, part and whole. No injuries. No children were struck by any vehicle traffic or anything like that. I was out there most of the night, and for having as many people that came through. I mean, there was one house, the lady had made 1,100 bags, and she was out of them before I even got there. So you're talking thousands of kids, thousands. But one thing of note was I saw a lot of adolescents out there this year. I think more than I saw young children, which was interesting. So, next page. So narcotics burn. For those that don't know, the facility down in Long Beach is no longer doing narcotics burns. We pitched the idea to City Council. It went, and we were approved to use the opioid funds to purchase this burn barrel, which recycles the air and introduces fresh air into the burn so that there is a secondary burn of the exhaust. And so what ends up coming out of the burn barrel itself is not toxic or won't get you high or anything like that. And so frequently we get orders from the courthouse that cases have closed and we need to take those narcotics and destroy them. And so, in lieu of sending our officers up to Central California in an armed caravan, we now have the ability and the capacity to burn narcotics ourselves. And for this event, we actually had 3 agencies that were also interested in starting their own program come look at what we are doing as a way for them to deal with the same problem. Next slide. And then just a quick update on this page for our San Fernando Resiliency Project, our program. Next page. Some upcoming events, obviously the TPS, Business Watch, Neighborhood Watch. And next. That's it. That's it. So thank you for taking the time to view our newsletter. And if anyone has any questions about what was presented, I'll open it up to the commission.
Thank you. Commissioner Martinez?
Oh, no questions.
Commissioner Moore?
Who receives this newsletter?
So this is circulated internally at the police department, and also I believe the chief sends it out to department heads as well.
Thank you.
Commissioner Rodriguez? Dolores Rodriguez?
No questions, just thank you for the report. Really nice to see that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez?
No questions at this time. Thank you.
And I have no questions, but thank you so much for that presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we're going to go ahead and move on to the staff communication. And Manny, do you have anything for staff communication?
No, not tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. And Chief, do you have any?
Yes, just one. It wasn't mentioned up in the newsletter because we didn't have a date solidified, but there is initiative. There is an initiative by the city manager and I. I will share this with everybody that I will periodically go out for walks, and I will not be dressed in uniform, but I'm dressed in regular clothes so I can blend in as much as possible. And I walk different areas of the city so I can get a firsthand account of what some of the residents are seeing when they're walking our sidewalks and going through our parks and crossing the street on purpose to see if vehicles stop. And so I presented this the activity that I do to the city manager, and so she is putting together a walk the block initiative, and I think it was already advertised on social media, and we're going to be doing that. I, the date is on. I believe we're going to be posting the date soon, but it's going to occur sometime this month, and so we'll be walking the community, and members of the community are welcome to come with us. In part, we want to hear concerns at the ground level with respect to what issues are important to the community. So watch Instagram for the actual date of the first walk the block, and our goal is to walk different parts of the city. One, to promote health, but secondly, so that we can get a true flavor of what it is that San Fernando is about, especially in the evening and at night.
Thank you, Chief, for that. Look forward to it. I'm going to be out there. No. Okay, let's see. So we're going to go and move on to the next on the item on the agenda is going to be Commissioner updates or requests to put something on the agenda. And so Commissioner Miguel Montanez.
Oh no, just want to comment that the police presence. I see it a lot more. A lot of the residents see it, so they're really active around, really involved in the community. A lot of people are, they start knowing the office and talking with them. The other thing is the parking enforcement too. I'm starting to see less abandoned vehicles, and also like I'm looking forward to the, walking, walking in the neighborhood because you get to see a lot of things we see when we're walking. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and Commissioner Moore, do you have anything that would you like to add to the agenda?
Thank you for the photos of Orange Grove. Uh, I still think we should close the street. I've been saying it for 5 years. I'm glad nobody got hurt, but I just think it would be so much more fun. I was like, yay. Um, I I passed out. I bought 3,000 pieces this year. I gave about 2 pieces per kid. My neighbor still had some left when I had some gone. We went till about 10 p.m. So definitely saw over 1,000 kids. So it's a lot of people, but it's really exciting. I love living in a place that reminds me of my childhood. I love living in a place where our families can get out and walk around, and we saw some really fun and creative costumes. And I loved that. I'm a teacher, so when the teenagers came around, you said you saw a lot of adolescents. A teacher friend and I asked students, we said, you can have an extra piece of candy if you can show us homework still in that backpack. And lots of kids are super excited to pull out calculus and things like that. So, um, hey, you want to do calculus and then go trick or treating at night? I'm totally down with that. So, I really like that it's a cool, fun environment, and the 1,100 doesn't surprise me at all. I think I bought 1,000 pieces last year and ran out by like 8 o'clock. Was like, nope, need to buy more this year. Um, so I really am glad for the presents. Thank you to everyone who volunteers and gets out there to keep people safe. But wouldn't it be cool to have a block party? Just, yeah, that's my throwing that out there again. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Dolores Rodriguez.
Well, again, I want to say thank you very much to Chief Valates because you're getting a lot of respect from our people because, for example, this initiative, Walking a Block, is connecting you more. People is trusting more. I hear many comments like, wow, the police was here. Wow, surprising when we have the meeting in our neighborhood. And all the ladies, the attendant, they were like, surprising. They are here taking care, concerned about about us. And thank you for that. That is a lot for us, for everybody.
Well, I just want to say thank you for sharing that because sometimes, we're out there doing our best, and of course, it's a very difficult time in law enforcement because of a lot of the things that are occurring, and we take some hits on social media, and we are consistently criticized, but I think the intention is always to promote safety, to listen, and I will definitely pass that message back to our staff that we are appreciated.
Yes.
We have a hard job to do, but that there are good people in the community that understand the difficulties, but also like the fact that we interact with them. So thank
Yes,
you.
because they understand the difficulty, but they can see you are there to see, to provide solutions. That night, I mean, you guys left, but there's people, I mean, staying there, making comments, and we promised them to make another one, and they are happy to hear, and I go write down your questions, and that way it's going to be better and faster. But thank you. Both of you, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Uh, Commissioner Zoe Rodriguez. Any comment?
I don't have anything to agendize. I just want to say thank you for all the presentations. I definitely want to appreciate the idea of walk the block. In my profession, we call it a walk audit, but it's such an important way to truly understand the experience of people in different communities. And so I really have so much appreciation for you doing that, for our city manager for supporting that, and I hope I will do my best to be there, and I hope that as many people as possible can as well.
Thank you. Okay, I would like to say that, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to, I want to put on the agenda, or at least to add the rest of the meeting, and I mean, add to the agenda, Dolores Rodriguez, Commissioner Rodriguez, to continue next meeting in regards to the church on Devo Street. So we're going to go ahead and continue that to the next agenda. And I also had a resident that had contacted me in regards to a stop sign. I know this is more public works, but it's still safety. There's a tree that was planted on 4th Street, and I believe, hold on, let me just kind of look at what street it was, sorry. She said it was Fillmore and 4th Street. So they planted a plant right, like, I guess in front of a stop sign or pretty close to the stop sign. So as you're approaching it, heading 4th Street before Glen Oaks, you can't see the stop sign because the tree is now growing in front of the stop sign. So people are starting to run it. Um, so if we can look into that, I'm
What was
not-
the intersection?
It's on 4th Street and Fillmore. And I guess they planted, they put a new tree in there and it's growing right in front of that stop sign. So they said that people are starting to miss that stop sign or seeing it too late because the tree is blocking the stop sign. So if we can have that addressed, we're going to add that to the agenda. And if we can look into the Mrs. Rodriguez's issue that she came in for, which was Glen Oaks, the accidents on Glen Oaks and McClay, and that there's a missing light that's missing. So if we can take a look to see if it's not
I
functioning.
think I don't. I think what she meant there, if I can, I'll agendize it. I'll motion it if you want. Because I was looking at pictures to see it. It's that it's not missing. It's just that it's the only one that doesn't have a protected. I think that's what she means. Do you know what I like?
Ms.
It's-
Rodriguez, can you
the-
come up and just let us know
The
what's going on
light's
with that
not
light?
out. It's just that there's 3 sides there and that have a protected left, and there's one side that doesn't have a protected left.
Sí, es una nada más.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, I think we should discuss it, but I just wanted to clarify. I don't think it's a technical issue. I think she's just saying, like, can we discuss what would it
Adding-
take to be a protected left?
okay. So if we can look into that, can we look into that? We can add that to the agenda.
Can you repeat the motion?
Can we discuss the possibility of a protected left on the northbound side of McClay at the intersection of McClay and Glen Oaks?
Have a second? Do we have a second? I'll second it.
I'll second.
Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead now and given there's no additional discussion, just want to thank Chief for coming out and being with us tonight. I really appreciate it. Everyone else, all the staff here, Commander, for your hard work and everything that you guys do. And your presentations, we appreciate it all. And with that being said, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 7:18.
Thank you.
Thank you.